Program begins right now. Now, Kenya's education sector begins a new dawn tomorrow as school reopen with the new 2663 education system. Now, the system, which will be rolled out in phases over the next 4 years, however, has not been received quite well in some quarters, with some still hoping for an 11th hour announcement of a postponement. Now, Timothy Otieno reports on what parents should expect once their children go back to class.
Soon enough, this may turn to this.
Because you touched Kiswahili.
With schools reopening this week, the national government says it is ready to roll out the new system with immediate effect.
The outcome of this phase is what is going to influence the very final design and conclusion on the new curriculum.
It's a move government says was long overdue.
Our system is wasting young people, because it's too much exam-oriented. When you don't pass the exam, it's like psychologically your life comes to an end. That there was need to create an expanded space so that learners have several opportunities, unlike what we have now, where the only path people are looking for is going to the university.
The new curriculum has been touted as the ultimate remedy to limitations identified in the 844 system because it's entirely skill-based.
Numbers, time.
Starting this week, the pre-primary phase will kick off, seeing children aged 4 years and above undergo 2 years of early learning that will involve studying language and creative activities. Already, schools like Kyoto Kindergarten in Hurlingham, Nairobi, are prepared for the influx of new learners into the school.
From a very early age, we're teaching the children to be critical learners, critical thinkers, and questioning things, not only receiving information, but asking why, and researching and learning on their own. So teaching them self-learning skills from a very early on age. So we give children research topics, they come and present, which is also part of it. How do you present yourself? How do you speak in front of people? And they work together with parents to be able to do this.
Make it wider if yours is small.
They are necessary skills that education scholars hope will make the learner more equipped to face the 21st century job market needs. But teachers, led by the Kenya National Union of Teachers officials, are not so thrilled about the beginning of the rollout, citing insufficient stakeholder consultation and lackluster training among the teachers.
There must be consensus. There must be agreement, without which we shall organize and oppose what we have not been consulted.
We are marching on with the new curriculum. Because we have our own newly acquired disease in Kenya, this issue of consultation. Because everyone thinks we should consult until the cows come home.
The success of this new curriculum squarely lies on the teachers. And it lies on the teachers in the sense that for them to interpret, to accept, and to implement that change.
More than 160,000 teachers from both public and private primary schools across the country have undertaken a training to ensure the current 844 system is phased out when schools reopen. Primary education will now no longer be 8 years, but 6, divided up into 3 years of lower primary and 3 years of upper primary.
Like at the end of standard 6, which we'll consider as the end of primary schooling, you will not need to do what we call a summative evaluation. An end of kind of learning level examination that eliminates others. You simply do an assessment, which you can do sample across the country, to check the specific skills that a child or a learner at that level should have acquired. So that if you see that there are certain skills or competencies that have not been acquired at that level, then you can go back and check. So at that level, when you do assessment, you conduct an assessment to come up with a corrective measure.
But the biggest corrective measure the government wants in place is the complete overhaul of the education system by the year 2021, when the 2663 style will have been fully implemented.
The amount of resources being put in the education sector as we talk now is enough to run the new curriculum.
If you critically look at what ails our education, it's not even necessarily some of these symptomatic approaches that we're focusing on, but it's more or less the culture around education.
Critics argue that the new system will be more expensive to the parents and schools may not have enough physical infrastructure to support the more skill-oriented system. Even as government remains optimistic that the winds of change blowing within the education sector are bound to lead learners to a more productive future. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.